Alright guys, welcome once again to this all about Dota production. I am Legion 170 and I will be casting this RD2L Season 4 preseason scrim between VyperX and the Alchemists Anonymous. The draft has started here, and since I am solo I let it go a little bit before I get started because otherwise it's tough to talk throughout this whole thing. So let's pull it up as we go here. And on the side of Swag Dota, which is the Alchemist Anonymous, we have bans coming out for the Naga Siren and the Ancient Apparition. Both solid heroes. Ancient Apparition, a solid support. Naga, a solid hero all the way around. Can be played as the support or that carry as well. And picks up the Lycan. So, you know, if you're going to let the Lycan go through, then first pick is definitely a good spot to pick him up. He is right now one of the most dominant heroes in Dota 2. Another one of those heroes banned out on the side of VyperX, the Ember Spirit. You see him dominating games lately. Both those heroes, really good push potential, really good team fight potential. Just awesome all-around heroes. The Invoker also banned out, and also he's another one of those heroes that could do a little bit of everything. He's that jack of all trades. You can go Quas Wex, Quas Exhort, whatever you want to do. The Invoker's going to be able to contribute with a global presence and a team fight presence that a lot of mid lanes and supports can't provide. So it'll be interesting to see here as VyperX goes into their bonus time to see what they're going to pick up. They're must be discussing, since they have these back-to-back picks, what they exactly want to do to counter this Lycan. Probably going to have to go some form of push. The big thing with Lycan right now is he gets to about 20 minutes and he's good to go to push some towers. And if you're VyperX, you're not going to want a lot of push potential to sneak through here. And they do pick up a Bane here. Not really a pushing hero, a pushing support, but Bane's going to have good lockdown for the Lycanthrope. So the Alchemist Anonymous is going to need something else to pair with him. But Bane's that good lockdown hero. As long as he doesn't get stunned up, he's going to be able to take Lycan out of some fights. And again, VyperX taking their time here with this pick. I thought maybe they were taking their time with the first one just so they could get both of them figured out. But apparently it took them 40 seconds in their bonus time almost. Well, maybe some of that was on the bans before we jumped in. And the Mirana comes out here, so it took a long time for it, but they're going to pick up that Mirana Bane combination, which can be lethal in those lanes, tri-lanes especially. Dazzle picked up by the Alchemist Anonymous, another one of those heroes right now that I think is just doing all kinds of work. You'll hear me say that a lot, but Dazzle brings so much to the table. He's got that heal that not only heals but does physical damage to basically any unit around there is going to take damage from that. His poison touch, super underrated, I think. You get that thing to level 4, that mini stun can be the difference between kills and not kills. And then, of course, you have his ultimate. Just that weave is just beefy as all hell. Batrider banned out from Alchemist Anonymous. Kind of an interesting ban. I wonder if they know something about VyperX that maybe I don't. Crybulus gets banned out. A really smart ban there from VyperX. I was saying they need to get rid of some of the push. Luna, a great hero to go up against the Lycanthrope. You know, they're both really good middle of the game team fight / pushing heroes. I do think that given the opportunity, Luna can get a little bit more out of hand than Lycan. So probably a good ban from the Alchemist Anonymous to get rid of that carry hero that can really cause some problems for what they're looking to do. And it at least seems right now that they're going to be looking to push. So dipping into the bonus time once again here is VyperX. You know, there are a lot of drafters. Teddy seems to be one of those drafters that, you know, he knows exactly what he wants to do and just bam, bam, bam. I tend to be that way myself a little bit, but there are all kinds of other drafters as well being more meticulous, and it seems that Grim's being a little bit more meticulous. Bans out the Shadow Shaman, another good push hero that you could pair up with that Lycan to really destroy some towers. So VyperX thinking the same thing that I am, thinking that that Alchemists Anonymous looking to push here. And so we'll see what VyperX wants to stack up. They've got the team fights or the tri-lane potential in Mirana and Bane with that arrow, that sleep arrow combination. What do they want to add to that now?
10 seconds to go. 5 seconds.
again, Grim taking his time
Reserve time.
It could also be one of those things where Grim does know what he's trying to do, but just trying to take some time out of it to mess with Alchemists Anonymous a little bit. You know, this is a good time for those kind of head games that if you want to maybe play with them and let them think there's some insecurity. So he picks up a Wind Ranger. So I'm thinking that the Mirana Bane definitely going to go into a tri-lane. That Wind Ranger going to go the off lane or easy lane, depending on if they decide to go aggro or not, which will probably depend on the rest of their draft here. But the Wind Ranger is a great versatile hero. Got that stun. She can do all kinds of things. Wind run. I mean, that sounds like a really lame description of all the things that she can do, but Windrunner really is, or yeah, I'm going to call her Windrunner because she's Windrunner. Very versatile hero that's going to be able to do a lot of things over the course of a match.
Disruptor.
Radiance pick.
The Disruptor is picked up by Alchemists Anonymous. Disruptor, a really good anti-push hero to an extent. I mean, that static field is going to be really good for, or the kinetic field, I guess, and the static storm. Got those mixed up. Static storm's kind of good for those anti-push. Really good for team fights. Glimpse is just a fantastically annoying ability. You know, the TP's in or the blink in, and then you're gone. Disruptor is an all-around very good support hero, especially if you pair him up with that Dazzle. Those guys can do a lot of work for a team that's looking for some hardcore roaming out of their supports.
10 seconds to go.
Only 6 seconds left for Grim, and he picks up the Gyrocopter. So we're going team range here over on VyperX. And Gyrocopter also provides good anti-push. He's going to be able to kind of mow down the wolves and maybe the necro creeps if Lycan picks those up. The one problem with that is that if that Lycanthrope is able to get that level 3 necro book up quickly enough, Gyrocopter could end up murdering himself on those creeps. So it'll be interesting to see. It's going to be kind of, from what I see right now, it's going to be kind of a race to 25 minutes to see who's in the best position at that time to really take control of the game. I think this is going to be one of those ones that's decided in that first 25 minutes. It'll be interesting to see. You know, of course, every time I seem to say that, the games go 70 minutes. So we could see one of those long, drawn-out marathon games, but I think it's more likely that what we're going to see is something of the quick, early team fights, early pushing variety. And now Alchemists Anonymous taking their time, dipping way into their bonus time for the first time here. They must be thinking about what they're going to do. And they pick up the Centaur Warrunner. Another one of those heroes that's been gaining popularity as of late. Centaur and that global ult and the stuns and the things that he's able to do, really important for a team. You know, in the pro scene, you don't see a lot of use for tanky, like super tanks, and that's all they do. And for a long time, Centaur Warrunner, that's basically what he was. He was a giant target, and so you didn't really see him a whole lot. But now that his ult has kind of gained a little bit of momentum, and that stun and return damage are really kind of making an impact in that early game, because these games aren't going 70-80 minutes. You're not having to rely on that third core hero to really provide a ton of DPS. Instead, you know, the tank ability of the first 20 minutes is a lot more valuable now, and so Centaur can add a lot more to a team, especially with that global presence of his ult. He's going to lend the ability to get up on people for more kills. The one concern that I have about Centaurs, they don't really have a setup stun. I mean, they have the poison, and if Dazzle gets that up to level 4, they'll be able to do that. But that's going to be a tough job for the Centaur. The last bands come out, the TA and the Puck. Interesting bands, both of them. I could see the Puck Maybe a little bit because of that orb giving you that push potential or counter push potential, whichever way you want to look at it. Plus a little added initiation. Templar, I don't know. Maybe they know something about Teddy that I don't, but I don't know how well Templar would really fit in here. And Kunkka's picked up. This is a great pick, I think. Kunkka giving you that AoE splash damage, the boat. Really good DPS coming out of that mid hero. So I think they're going to be able to do some really cool team fight things here with on the side of VyperX. You know, if you can set up a Bane ult with the Moonlight Shadow into a call down into a boat, you know, if you can get some of that stuff going on, VyperX is going to be able to find some kills.
10 seconds to go. 5 seconds.
The last pick coming up here, and Teddy's going to dip into his time. Definitely going to need some kind of mid-hero here. I think Storm would probably fit in here well. You know, gives you a little bit more global presence, a little bit of push maybe. And they're going to actually pick the Ursa, so it's going to be interesting to see how they decide to lane this. The KSY's got to be the jungle hero, with Brood Witch probably heading off lane. My guess is that Teddy's going to head mid with the Dazzle, which is something I haven't seen in a long time. But that would be my best guess as to what's going to go on here. Meanwhile, VyperX most likely going to send the Kunkka mid. The Wind Ranger probably the off lane, and then the tri lane of the Mirana Bane Gyro. Actually, they might go aggressive with this, because if they see the Centaur, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see where they go here. If they want to try to kill the Centaur a bunch because he's going to be by himself, or if they want to try to do something else. Dazzle actually picks up smoke right now, so they're gonna. Are they gonna level 1 Roche here? I think they're going to. I think we could see a little bit of a level 1 Roche here. They're all heading down that way. They've got smoke. I don't know. I don't know if they really need the smoke to get down there, though. Anyway, we've got KSY on the Ursa as we watch these guys run down here. Teddy playing the Dazzle, Brood Witch on the Centaur Warrunner, Lodestone on the Disruptor, and Love Me Not on the Lycan. And these guys are dusted up and they're heading down towards the enemy jungle. So maybe not a level 1 Roshan instead. Maybe they wanted them to think level 1 Roshan so that they would come up and be able to get ganked. But it doesn't look like they've fallen for it. Truckwaffle could be in a little trouble, though. He's heading off into the forest here by himself. He's way ahead of the pack, and if they catch him out here, it could be bad news for the Radiant. And Pink comes out to come up there, and Truckwaffle's in a little bit of trouble. They see him. He doesn't see them yet. Oh, now he does. And we're going to have an engagement on the Gyrocopter. iCrack here throws out the flag, and he's getting pulled back in, and iCrack stun whiffs. But he's getting body blocked by Lodestone now, and he does die. Falls to the Centaur Warrunner. So a little bit of out of position there from the Radiant team as Truckwaffle kind of got caught out a little bit, and then his team got caught in between, not really knowing what to do. So iCrack goes down to the Centaur, and we have a little bit of opportunity to introduce our team here. We've got Rams playing the Windrunner, and he's going to get poisoned up by Teddy. Just mostly a harass thing, I think. He's going to throw down a ward there. As bottom, we've got iCrack going back down there. Illusion! We've got Shazamaz playing the Mirana, Grim playing the Bane, and then Truckwaffle playing the Kunkka. So it actually looks like they're going to do a safe lane solo iCrack Gyrocopter with the other 3 going towards that top lane, which is kind of an interesting decision. I guess they're thinking that he's going to be basically free to go up against the Centaur to get CS, and that is definitely true. However, if there is any kind of rotation, then iCrack could be in some trouble. And now, speaking of trouble, Windrunner's in some. She's poisoned up, slowed up. She's taking a lot of damage from the Disruptor, and she's going to die to the Lycanthrope. So a really good start here from Alchemists Anonymous as they're able to pick up not only first blood, but a kill at the top lane as well. And KSY, who's playing the mid Ursa, I did not comment on that, but that is very, very strange to see the Ursa going mid, but I guess it does make a little bit of sense with Kunkka there. The melee, you don't have to worry about super harass. I mean, the harass from Tidebringer is going to be pretty big, but it's going to be pretty big on any hero. And meanwhile, down here in this lane, actually, the gyrocopter. Oh, we're on kills, deaths, and assists on accident. We need to be on last hits and denies. The gyrocopter here at 4 and 2, whereas the centaurs at 5 and 1, so fairly even up there. Shazamaz looking for something, looking to interrupt this pull potentially, but I don't know that even with all three of them here, unless Teddy's the only one here, they're not gonna be able to do much. They do deny a little bit, but something to keep our eyes on. And the bottle coming out to KSY already, so KSY Ursa bottle. So some interesting stuff going on here on the part of AA with that Ursa.
This is ours.
KSY actually initiates on Truck Waffle, and Truck Waffle having to back down to the protection of his tower. Well, this tri-lane up top, not really doing anything. I mean, I would have thought the point of this tri-lane is to get kills, and I don't know that they're going to be able to going up against the tri-lane of AA. You know, with Lodestone there and it being able to send people back or throw up the kinetic field, Teddy and his heals and Shallow Grave once he gets it, I don't really think that they're going to be able to kill somebody. I mean, they're going to have to get somebody way out of position, so as long as AA doesn't misplay this, they should be fine. KSY is actually going to grab an Invis rune and pings towards bottom, but decides not to go down there. Oh, he's going to go mid instead and try to set something up on the Truck Waffle. He's got level 2 stomp, but Truck Waffle senses a disturbance in the Dotas and decides not to go. Pings come out up here. They saw them trying to wrap around there. KSY broke out of the invis, but didn't really do anything with it. So after a relatively bloody and quick first minute and a half, haven't seen a lot of action, but now we've got a smoke coming up here as Grim and Rams are coming around for the middle for this Ursa Bear. They're not going to catch the courier. I thought maybe they had a chance to it. Now he's in a little trouble. Sleep comes up. Truck Waffle throws up the geyser. And actually, KSY turns around and just takes out Truck Waffle. And he might actually get Grim too. Grim's in a lot of trouble. One hit, and the Disruptor brings him back. There's another. So a double kill for KSY. That did not go well for VyperX. I don't know if that was a communication thing, if they didn't realize that Truck Waffle was so low on health or what. But did not go well there for VyperX, and AA really starting to take control of this game with 4-0 at just 4 minutes.
Zap.
Now Ursa's got a double damage rune bottled up, so if Rams isn't careful and she gets fenced in here, she could be in some trouble. Crack with the Ring of Aquila up. And Grim's going to head towards his bottom lane, looking for the Soul Ring. He's not doing too much work to get that. He's going to be a while for that, I think. Whereas Rams is still hanging out here in the mid lane. This Ursa is just... I cannot... oh, and we're going to go on the Centaur here. Brain Sap into the sleep. Crack going to throw on the flak. Broodwitch taking quite a bit of damage. Is he going to go? Are they going to chase him? They do chase, but not enough to kill him. So the Centaur is able to tank that up and just walk away. And as soon as his tranquils are off cooldown, he's just going to be able to heal back up, no problem.
Under attack.
So like I was saying, this Ursa is just doing a phenomenal job mid. 23-5 to lead the CS board. You know, he's leading his safe lane here, the Lycanthrope, who's doing pretty well himself at 22-3. Marana also hanging in there at 19-1, and then Gyro, the solo, 18-7, having to play pretty conservatively just because of the not knowing where the supports are at times, I think. But he's still doing some really good work down there, so... a relatively even game in terms of the top 4 for CS. KSY, though, taking control this kind of with the 2 kills and the assist there at the beginning, and really dominating these runes. Got double damage, now going to have some images. So, doing a great job there in that mid lane. So not a lot of items coming out yet. I mean, we're not seeing a ton of gold at this point. Geyser comes out for KSY, who stomps and then just hammers Truck Waffle. Is he going to chase this out? He's going to dive it, yeah, and there goes Truck Waffle. So, 3 kills now, killing spree for Ursa already. And VyperX really needs to consider rotating some heroes down towards this mid lane and getting him killed. Because if they let this Ursa free farm, look at that, 1,900 gold already. He's going to have a Blink Dagger here in the next minute. And that's going to spell a lot of trouble for VyperX, because they've got the Lycanthrope as well, and it looks like Lycan is going for the Vladimir. So KSY does not need to go Vladimir's, which is a standard Ursa item, because he needs that lifesteal to go after Roshan. But if Lycan is able to pick that up, and he's going to be able to pick that up here soon, and there goes the Blink Dagger. Love Me Not is only 200 gold away from Vladimir's. Roshan's going to be a legitimate threat here in the next 30 seconds to a minute. And if they're able to get a Roshan on KSY, then look out, because he's going to be able to do whatever he wants. He's going to be able to push towers. He's going to be able to dominate team fights.
Denied.
They're not going to be able to stop him. And if they are, it's not going to be for very long.
Nuh-uh.
So they're kind of gathering up here, looking to go in on somebody. The poison goes on to Rams. Now, a little bit of a miscommunication there between the two supports as they both went for different heroes. Rams throws the shackle shot onto Teddy, but it doesn't latch on anything. Here comes Rams back into it, and yeah, gonna die. Arrow in the face of Love Me Not, and he might take some damage here from the towers. He gonna die? No. Shallow grave there from Teddy. Then the heal. So 6-0 now with 8 minutes in. Broodwitch maybe in a little bit of trouble here as Grim throws the Nightmare on him. Eye crack with the call down. Oh, and he attacks him. Unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. Attacks just a little bit before the call down was able to hit and take off the Nightmare, which kind of threw off the timing of that entire gank. And look at KSY. He's hanging out here. He wants Mirana. Pounds. Oh, and brings him back, and goodbye, Shazamaz. What is his name?
Great teamwork, you vicious thugs.
Shazamazaz. Say that 10 times fast. Shazamazaz. Well, anyway, 7-0 now. 9 minutes. This is not looking great for VyperX here, as AA is really doing some good work with an unconventional lineup.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, we haven't talked much about Lodestone, but 2-0-2. Buying all kinds of wards. That disruptor, those glimpses are the reason that the Dire team, that AA has probably 4 at least of their kills, because of some really nice glimpses that pull them back into fights before they're able to run away. That one with Mirana is, basically disruptor makes Mirana's leap useless. And here goes KSY on Truck Waffle and throws up the gush, but nope. Sorry, Truck Waffle. KSY at this point is just too fed, I think. And Grim, what is Grim doing? He gets poisoned up, got way too close there. KSY jumping in. He nightmares himself, but the heal wakes him up, and then there goes KSY again. Double kill for KSY. 5-0-2 in 10 minutes, 43 5s on the CS chart, and he's got a haste rune. He's going to head top, and there's a buffet of 2 lovely archers sitting up top that he can go and murder. Is he going to do it? Yeah, here he goes. He hasn't activated the haste yet. He doesn't need to. Kunkka is heading towards the top, so maybe they sense something's coming. Kunkka throws up the X. Lodestone in a lot of trouble, but blinks in here by KSY, and KSY has to run away. So I think KSY maybe waited a little too long as the Moonlight Shadow comes up, and they're going to pursue this Lycan, are they? No. So 5 here from the Radiant team. VyperX getting onto the board for the first time, able to pull up the kill on the Luna. A nice combination there between the X and the Mirana arrow. And here comes another X. The Shackle Shot does not hit on anything, but I love Me Not in a ton of trouble. There's the sleep into the arrow, and goodbye, Lycan. A really good ult there from Lodestone, dealing a ton of damage to 2 of the heroes. Is there going to be anybody to clean them up here? There goes Grim. Broodwitch coming in. There goes the Kunkka.
Radiant's middle tower is under siege.
Arrow on Broodwitch. They're not going to be able to pick up this Windrunner. Man, where's that missile coming from? It's got to be coming a long ways. Is he TP'd up here? I don't want to watch this to see this, but KSY is looking for a kill. There's a courier. Oh, they saw him. Saw him and backed off. So in the meantime, iCrack's sitting down here, 50 and 16, getting a pretty decent farm here. You know, nothing stellar, but Phase Boots, Aquila, and Morbid Mask up. So he's basically being left alone to do what he wants, and I think that benefits VyperX. If they can get some farm up on that Viper, then they might, or not the Viper, on the Gyrocopter, then they might be able to take some of these team fights. But it's going to be tough with KSY getting as beef as he is right now, and he's picking up a Morbid Mask. So they've already got Vlads. I don't know. Maybe he's just picking up Helm of the Dominator or something then. Grim glimpsed back in. And yeah, he's going to go down quickly to KSI. Between the heal from Teddy and the jump in from KSY, Grim doesn't really stand much of a chance. So 12-2 now in favor of AA. And we'll pull up for the first time the experience graph and look at that thing. Basically on the side of Alchemists Anonymous this entire game. Over 5,000 ahead now on the XP, and it's even worse on the gold graph, approaching 7,500. So things looking really good for this Dire team. Able to put together this unconventional lineup with the Ursa mid and really take advantage of that matchup, which I really thought favored the Kunkka. Meanwhile, iCrack looking to push down this tower. If he can get a little bit more into it, he does not have flak right now. He could have used that rocket barrage maybe to push down that creeps and try to get that tower, but now with everybody off the map, he's going to have to back up and... Yeah, because here they come.
Dire's bottom tower is under siege.
KSY, yeah, he's looking for blood. He didn't see the Windrunner throw that ward down, but he would have, though. Could have been bad for the Radiant. Instead, they're going to kind of look, and maybe they're going to look to create space here for Love Me Not, who's actually going to go for the Roshan. So, thought maybe they'd tag team it between the Lycan and the Ursa just to knock it down quicker. They don't really need to. Both of them are really good solo Roshan heroes, especially with the Vlads. But this is one of those things where you could have killed him in 30 seconds instead of a minute, which maybe helps. But instead, they're just going to push down this tier 1 tower. It's just going to melt. No resistance at all from the Radiant. Ursa gets that last hit. So, sitting on... Oh, and he picked up Vladimir's as well. So, interesting. I think that's got to be a little bit of miscommunication there. They already had the Vladimir's on the Lycan, and that definitely does not stack. So, I'm not sure what the thinking was with that, but I think KSY really could have gotten something different there. You know, even if it's Helm of the Dominator into Satanic, yeah, you're not going to get a million last hits with Satanic, so in a normal game, I probably wouldn't get it because it's not going to be worth it. But in this game, you already have the Vlad's aura. Lycan is going to be in those team fights with you. At least I would assume or hope that he's going to be in those with you. So why do you need to stack that up? Instead, you could just go for something else.
Has been killed
but instead, he's going to pick up Vlads. I guess the one reason that you wouldn't, I guess, would be the Fury swipes, would it not? Because that is a unique attack map. Meanwhile, Broodwitch in a little bit of trouble. Does get healed up and sprints away, and here comes KSY. Munches up on the Wind Ranger. Now KSI in a little trouble, taking damage from the call down and the rocket barrage, and the tower, and a rocket's on him. The urn comes up, he dodges an arrow, the missile's gonna go, he blinks away, Teddy goes down. Everybody is... Oh, back here we have the Aegis drop. And Love Me Not's going to back away. So we had a lot of low heroes there. Anyway, I guess while I'm talking, I should have thought for a second about the Fury swipes. You know, that would be why you don't get Helm of the Dominator, but still, Sanjay and Yasha, maybe? Manta, you know, you can go something crazy here. I mean, the crazy thing is you're 6-0-3 with a mid Ursa. I mean, and there goes another one. So 7-0-3 now. KSY dominating this wicked sick here. I just, you know, maybe one of those items that I suggested was not the best item. I just don't feel that Vlad's, or second Vlad's, was needed. Or just communicate to the team, hey, I'm going to get this Vlad's, and maybe Lycan could have gone something else. And, oh, Shazam Azaz nightmared up. He's just going to wait for the stomp. Here comes the Centaur into his own stomp, and he gets the kill there on Shazam Azaz. Bane ult comes out. Grim's forced to cut that off by KSY, and KSY's just going to munch him down anyway. TP does come out from iCrack and now from Munchwaffle, or Truckwaffle. Munchwaffle. Truckwaffle as well. Dunka going for that Shadow Blade, it looks like. I think it's probably a little too late for that. And maybe he's realized that as well, because he does have that bracer. You know, I'd like to see maybe a drum on him to get him a little bit more life points. And honestly, my feelings on the Shadow Blade Kunkka is it's not worth it anymore. The chances of you hitting that big crit coming out of that, just not worth the investment that you have to make into that item.
Dark light.
Especially when you have really tanky heroes like the Centaur, and even really the Ursa at this point in time. You know, he's got 1,200 health. That's pretty decent. So a lot of, and here comes a Chrysalis.
Dire's top tower is under
KSY.
siege.
So now he's going into more of those damage items, and I mean, he could basically have his Daedalus right now if he would have not gotten that Vladimir's. So just as to my decision, Disruptor going 4-staff, not really a huge surprise. Good support item there. Love Me Not going for Shazamazaz, and he's just gonna leap and teleport out way. Pings come out from the Radiant, but I don't know that they're gonna be able to do a whole lot. Truckwaffle kind of having a rough game, 0-5-4. I think that he could pick up a drum here and have some success and turn that Claymore maybe into a Battle Fury. I think that would be more advantageous at this point than a Shadow Blade, especially with the Moonlight Shadow and the amount of farm really that AA has. With all the farm AA has with the Moonlight Shadow and everything, if they see Kunkka go Shadow Blade, they're just gonna pick up a gem. They're going to have the money for it. And it's going to be well worth the investment, you know. So maybe not the best decision if that is what he's deciding to go. And maybe he's changed his mind since then. I'm not 100% certain, obviously. So they're going to look to push up this mid lane here. KSY, a Void Stone up on him. So he's got the Chrysalis. Is he going to go Battle
Radiant's
Fury
middle
now?
tower is being attacked.
Oh, he's going to blink in. Do nothing. We were hoping that they were going to catch that guy that was farming there, but not quick enough.
Do the wave.
Really, at this point, I don't know if there's anything VyperX can do to stop a push from Alchemists and
Radiant's
Honest. I
middle
mean,
tower has been destroyed.
if they want to, they're just going to be able to walk right up this
Radiant's
ramp.
bottom tower
But instead,
is
they're going to
under
head towards
siege.
bottom, and KSY is going to, he's going to grab that last hit.
Radiant's bottom
So
tower
a little
has
bit more
fallen.
gold to the gold that he's already got, which is more than Smog. Yes, I made a Lord of the Rings reference.
Zap.
When we look at the map here, dipping a little bit towards VyperX, but still sitting about 10,000 in favor. And here goes, there goes Scrim, the stomp. Call down's coming, the bow's coming, but Centaur's got to blink now, and he just blinks out of it. Shazamazaz's in a lot of trouble. Bane does buy back. Brood Witch takes some damage from himself. iCrack gets munched down by KSY. Did some really good damage to Ursa, but just not able to finish him off. Truckwaffle, though, actually able to get him. Ursa was just killed. Oh, buybacks coming all over the place, and actually a team wipe for AA as they all go down there. They did force 2 buybacks from the Bane and from the Kunkka. And yeah, that looks like it's it. But 1,300 gold split among the Radiant, so obviously you'd like to see that maybe go onto the Gyrocopter, who's picked up a Talisman of Evasion. So looking to go Butterfly next, apparently. Or maybe just needs the protection from the team fight, hoping to get a couple misses from that Ursa. But you would have liked to see that probably on
Dire's
one
middle
hero,
tower
just so you
is
can get
under
them a little
attack.
bit more of a
I
boost,
only
so you
mention
can
it
make
as a
a
conversation
bigger
starter.
push. But
How
still,
are
getting
you
that
doing
gold split is
otherwise?
better than not having it at all. So they are able to
Dire's
pull
middle
down this
tower
tier
has
1 mid.
fallen.
But it looks like AA is looking for more. Lodestone, 4-staff is up, not able to catch somebody with the glimpse.
Haste.
Of me not returning to the jungle. He's got level 2 Necro book up, so he's doing pretty well for himself there. KSY does have Perseverance up, so unless he's thinking about a Lincoln's, which would be interesting. I mean, I guess they do have They do have some targeted spells like the Banal, but they also have Shackle Shot and the Missile, X, and all kinds of stuff. And there's 4 of them down here. They wanted to, or all 5 of them down here. They wanted to catch out that Ursa, or maybe Teddy. X on Teddy into the gush. There he goes up. He gets the arrow. He does get Shallow Grave off on himself. He's gonna try to walk right up into them. Call down now comes. Lodestone's in some trouble now that Teddy tries to save. Yeah, and Lodestone goes down too. So a little bit of a misplay there from those supports results in both of them dying. And VyperX showing a little bit of life here. 20 and 11, 22 minutes in. In the meantime, Lycan just pushing top lane, having a blast up here by himself. And the Radiant looking to take this tower, but they're not going to be... Okay, there goes the Windrunner to deal with this Lycan push. And he's just going to jump over here. He's got a TP if he needs it. And the Shadowblade is up on Truckwaffle. So, I don't know. Like I said, I really don't feel great about that decision to go the Shadowblade. When they nerfed Kunkka, they basically nerfed the fact that he's not going to get many of those crits coming out of Shadowblade anymore. Brewwitch in some trouble. He's getting some heals. He's got Shadowgrave in. 4-staffed out. Good save there by the supports. Lodestone in some trouble as he's got a missile coming to him. Teddy's going to try to kill it. Ursa's running away in the meantime. He's trying to get a kill. He's nightmared up. They don't have the ult for him, so they're going to have to get out. Oh, and he actually goes the other way. I don't think he realized that if he would have went for them, he could have probably killed both of them. I don't think there was anything that Truckwaffle was going to be able to do. Look at how low he was before he picks up that rune. And Grim had nothing. He'd already used Nightmare. And he had a Brain Sap, and that was it. So, KSY getting a little too eager to go the other way. Got 1,700 gold, and he hasn't bought anything yet, so it's got to signal to me a little bit that he's probably thinking that Lincoln Sphere. Which, again, I think probably a mistake. You know, we talked about the Shadowblade being a mistake because of the nerf to him, basically. And I think there are other items that you're able to get. I think if you pick up a drum into a Battle Fury, you're going to have some more survivability with the regen, plus the added health. The mana's going to be nice. And the extra cleave, yeah, you got Tidebringer, but the extra cleave is going to be nice to add in with some damage as well. And they're going to go up, try to go uphill again here as AA. Fence goes up, doesn't catch anybody. Sentry goes down. Lycan's still hanging out by himself, doing his own thing. I'm sure that's by design, but I don't mean to sound depreciative of the Lycanthrope. Kind of his point in this game is probably to add some split push. This team to harass some lanes while they try to do some stuff. Icrag and Grim chasing after this, maybe a little too much. There goes the fence. Missile comes out. But no, AA does not want to initiate on this. Double damage up here for KSY. And Roshan is up as well, so this could be a Roshan for KSY if they want it. And instead he's going to turn around and they see some people here. Truckwaffle in a ton of trouble. The ult comes up, but Dust is out. Nightmare up on the Ursa Bear, and there goes Truckwaffle. Stomp here now. Goodbye Icrag, goodbye Grim. 3 heroes down for the Radiant. Shazamazaz throws out the arrow, but doesn't hit anything. Unable to stop anything. Meanwhile, down here, Rams is trying to take out these Necro Creeps, which are doing a number on the tower here, as Love Me Not is doing his split push thing to a T. He's going to take this down. He's got level 3 Necro book waiting for him as soon as he can go get it. Shazamazaz trying to stop this push as well, but taking a ton of damage from the Wolves and the Creeps. And in the meantime, the Dire just come in through the bottom. So I think this is basically GG. 2 core heroes and a support down for the Radiant. They're not going to be able to do anything right now. They got to be talking about what they're going to do next game, what they're going to try to do to counter all of this. And you know, I would have never thought of it at the beginning of this game, but you might want to think about panning out the Ursa. 12, 1, and 6, and actually maybe going to pick up another one. Shazamazaz being pulled back into the gate, and yeah, picks up another one. So 13, 1, and 6 for that Ursa Bear. Look at his net worth as we pull that up. 14,000. Truck Waffle wants a kill. He's staying in this game just to get a kill, and there goes Lodestone. Oh, poor Lodestone. Truck Waffle was searching for that kill. He was sitting at 0-7. He wanted some blood, and he found it for his sword. But in the meantime here, AA is going to take out this middle racks. Nothing Radiant's really going to be able to do about it, but they're going to try to defend with the call down. Or maybe just harass and troll, I don't know, but this is definitely over. All the racks are going to be dead. Oh, boat comes in now. Oh, there goes I cracked the Ursa Bear. Like can run around, gets hit with an arrow. Maybe in some troubles. Yep, goes down to the Windrunner. Lincoln's up on KSY, stops the X, but I don't know, whatever. Grim sleeps up Brood Witch, but Love Me Not is back in the fight. He's bought back and teleported in. Probably bought Boots of Travels there too. He's got the level 3 Necros plus his Wolves, and they're going to take out this last barracks. This is
Radiant's middle barracks
like I said, this is
Radiant's middle barracks has been destroyed. Dire has spawned mega creeps.
The fat lady has prepped her vocal cords. She's gotten a good gulp of water, and the curtains are opening for her to start singing. That was like the worst metaphor or analogy ever. And here comes the GG's. So you're spared from my terrible, terrible analogies as Truck Waffle gets smashed again.
Dire did not lose as badly as Radiant, and is
So
technically
final score
the winner.
27-13 in favor of Alchemists Anonymous. Really, it felt more lopsided than that. KSY, definitely the MVP of that game. Totally dominated the mid lane. And everything else, really, but totally dominated that mid lane to the point where he was in control from the very start, allowed the Lycanthrope to get the freedom to push, to get the Centaur blink up, to do all those things. They didn't really have to rotate people his way because he just dominated so much. So it'll be interesting to see how VyperX bounces back from this Game 1 loss, because we will be back in just a few minutes with Game 2 of this RD2L Season 4 scrimmage between VyperX and Alchemists Anonymous. My name is Legion170, and you guys are watching All About Dota. Please stay tuned. We will be back in a couple.